But the point I'm driving at is, I mean, you may be watching this now and you've had one bitter experience as a student, as an early career person, something that maybe makes you doubt yourself, makes you no longer believe as much in your potential. You can take that painful experience and convert it into something positive. Hi, guys. Welcome back to Scholar's Diary with me, Gospel Ikotikin. Today, I want to share a personal story with you guys. Life hasn't always been this way for me with respect to my enthusiasm, the pursuit of excellence as you would know it. It's actually the case that this started from a very sad experience about 17 years ago. Yeah, I hope I have that accurately. I was in Nigeria, we'll call it JSS2, and this was sometime around the year 2009. And so essentially what happened was the fact that I received my results, my assessment for the particular term in that class. And for the first time in my life, I came first position. I mean, super happy, excited, parents are happy. You can just imagine and typically Nigerian parents will be very proud of you, right? When that occurs. And I took my results home. And the next thing I'm hearing a few days later is I have to bring my results back to school and they are going to change it to second position because they made a mistake in someone's results and she was now going to become the first position. Let me give you a backstory. Now, before all of this, way back in primary two, primary three, my understanding as a child was wrong of how positioning is done in school. So I'll come home with a two-digit result assessment and tell my siblings who maybe came third, fourth, second, I did better than them just because my own figure was bigger. You can see how, it wasn't foolish, but you can see how that sounds in retrospect. And things just started to change, right? Gradually, I started improving. Class 4, class 5, I came second, I think, when we were leaving primary school. But there was still no, it was just potential, essentially, I was showing. I was just showing potential. Maybe I read a little bit here, I read a little bit there, but there was no intention. Meanwhile, there were some guys in primary school already, elementary school, who were like top of the class from KG1, right? Literally from KG1, they were known. So what happened in JS2 was I had, by mistake, unseated one of these chronic first position takers. I hope you're still following my story. And I'm not sure if it was, a political thing or this was actually the real fact. It's possible a mistake was made in her result, but I don't have the facts up till today. And so what that did to me was I tasted the joy, the fulfillment that came from coming first position. I'm being frank with you when I say it was without intent. Usually, I make it obvious that success is always intentional, like you don't mistakenly succeed. But that's especially when you've had repeated successes over time. This time, I was really just being me. The only extra push I can tell you I had was the fact that I was now in a school where my mom was a teacher. So I felt like there was just this extra thing in me to maybe try not to disappoint her. And so I was try to read within the week, when exam came, put in more effort that I typically would. And then this happened. And of course, when you've tasted glory, there was something that happened to my identity at that point in time. And it was taken away from me. It was painful, very sad, very painful. It stung in a place that I really can't put words to it. But cutting the long story short, with my frustration, my pain, some people were trying to pacify me and all of that. But there was one of my teachers who came to me and said, Gospel, I've observed you. You have potential, but you lack focus. I mean, this was an added pain to what I was experiencing. But I took it in good faith. Like, okay, what's expected of me is actually just to be focused, just to be focused. And so from second term in JSS2, I made first position a definite goal. Like I was reading every day, regardless of the circumstance. Some nights I'll read with a candle, I'll read with a lantern, but regardless, I was just going to push through. and try to make sure that I got the results I desired. And it so happened again that in second term I came first position. And I'm like, yeah, we got it. And this time the gap, because what happened the first time was I only passed her with 4 marks. I can't forget. So I mean, you can find a way around that if people wanted to play politics, but this time the gap was probably like 70 or 80 marks. So there was, unless you literally create another subject and give the person that amount of marks, you won't be able to catch up, right? And then that was just like the proper beginning of this journey of excellence so far. From then, like just 3, SS1, SS2, SS3, our jam lectures, university, obviously, like it's just been a continuous cascade. I'm very grateful to God also because I know for a fact I have enjoyed His grace and favor in this journey in multiple layers regarding all the components that will make one excellence. But the point I'm driving at is, I mean, you may be watching this now and you've had one bitter experience as a student, as an early career person, something that maybe makes you doubt yourself, makes you no longer believe as much in your potential. You can take that painful experience and convert it into something positive. You can take your ashes and you make beauty out of it, essentially. You should notice the two things I mentioned here. There was someone whom, you know, was promoted, and while my result was taken back, but the teacher who said that to me, I believe, was the main catalyst that God used. That word, I know you can do better than you've been doing, but you're just not focused. So it might be it for you as well, that if you're more intentional about your goals, creating systems or processes that would elevate you. Because remember, it's beyond goal setting. Your systems, the processes you have around you, they are supposed to carry you. And we would always fall to the level of our systems, not necessarily rise to the goals that we've set. It's the systems that will take you and help you achieve the goals that you want to achieve. So this will be a message for someone. Be more focused, be more intentional about the systems that you have surrounding you that you are hoping to help you achieve excellence. And I definitely believe it's something you can do. It's something you can achieve. So this was the beginning, the genesis. Anything, maybe, I mean, you've seen the channel, you've seen the videos, you've seen my valedictory speech from the university, you've seen the fact that I've attended Cambridge University as of now. Like all of this begun from this sad and painful experience. It's it just ignited a fire within me. And by extension, so the after effect of this was the fact that there were a group of guys, my friends, male friends then, who were always revolving around similar position, maybe around, if I take fourth, we'll just follow each other, fourth, fifth, sixth, and then we'll have 3 girls in front, regularly. And so what happened was immediately this happened, the third term of JSS2, the class arrangement just changed literally. Like these guys just started following me. Second position, third position, I think fourth position. And then the girls who were in front. Now, apologies if you're female. I'm not trying to, be downgrading or derogatory. But the point is, it affected my circle of friends as well. Now, guys, of course, were very competitive. So I knew, in as much as we're friends, something just got lit in them as well. Like, gospel has woken up. We will wake up to that kind of thing, right? But it was a positive cascade in my cycle as well. And we just maintained that fervor, that intensity up until when we finished high school. So my message again for you is this. You might be in a place where you're low, you're confused, you're sad, you're hurt. Maybe a grade you've received if you're a student or feedback you've received if you're a worker. You can convert this into something good. Essentially, I would say it, if life gives you lemons, you should make lemonade out of it, right? So you can make that bitter experience turn out to be something sweet. As always, I'm rooting for you. I'll see you in the next episode of Scholar's Diary. Thank you.